Now, I have been sprinkled, and Michele was next to me sprinkling away. And I don't know if it worked, but I'm known for sleep apnea. I'm on a CPAP every night. I meditate, I do yoga, I do a lot of things, but I don't sleep very well. And for the first time in 45 years, I figured out last time I slept well was 45 years ago. I slept for 10 and a half hours. I woke up like a new man. I was banging off the walls. My wife said, "You don't want to sleep that much again." That's just not. I don't know if she had anything to do with it, but no one else was sprinkling me. This woman says she's got a gift, and it came to her. And I think she may. Let's find out about the power of the sprinkle. I have a question for all of you without you even understanding what the hell we're talking about here. How many of you could use a little sprinkle in your life? Whatever the hell that is. Well, let's find out about the power of the sprinkle.
You helped me change my life.
I have had pain disappear. My lower back, mid back, shoulder, which I've had for years, issues for sleeping, and a feeling of calmness and balance that has really, really kind of stabilized me. That's what it feels like. More people should do it.
Billion sparkle package deal. I just received $1 million sparkle treatment. I feel like I'm filled with bubbles.
Where?
Sparkles.
Like where?
All the way through. From top to bottom. I'm like a big bubbly glass of champagne right now.
That's really what it feels like.
But it's like packed. Layers. Yes.
Michele is a great coach, a great listener, and more than that, you can find when talking to her, you could get answers yourself.
So, welcome to the Sparkle Experience Show. Today, we have with us co-host and special guest Jeremy Gaul. And Jeremy is my CTO, Chief Technologist, my Chief Technology Officer. And he brings a gift of de-stressing tech to the table. And so, without much ado, I'd like to invite Jeremy to share a little bit about himself, and then we'll carry on. So Jeremy, welcome. So happy you could join me today.
Thank you, Michele. I know this is the second show of the Sparkle Experience Show. I really appreciate you having me on here. I am the owner of several companies. Specifically, your Chief Technologist is the one that I focuses on helping other businesses grow and get past the blocks that is stopping them from moving forward. I help Michele and many other companies actually get all of their technology aspects in a line, and that way they can get past any kind of blocks and really move together.
Yes, Jeremy, I must say that you've done that for me so much. It's great the thing I see here, mentioned before for the Sparkle Experience Show, this is the second episode. And really, this is something I wanted to do for a long time. One, to get the gift of sparkle out there so people understand that there's hope, even though they've been told that things are, certain things will never be the same, or that um, they have no choice but to carry on the way they are. And also to get that idea of, there are things, if you open up your mind, everything is energy and vibration. And because of this, the heart mind connection, there is beautiful healing synchronicities that can happen even in just daily life, things happening that open up opportunities in your business, in your life. And what I'd like to say is, it's about sparkle. So what I love is that with the technology available today, we are able to carry this to you no matter where you are in the world, from the comfort of your own home. And with Jeremy here helping me, this makes it even more possible, because you see, Jeremy helps me with all things tech. And the nice part is, as co-host, what we're going to be doing is sprinkling nuggets of tech wisdom here and there in the show. And without much ado, what we will do now is, the show, if you join me for the first inaugural show, it was about, one, having people who've got sparkled come on the show as my special guest and share with you all what that experience was. And from there, we will move into what I like to call a special sparkle for whoever my guest is. In this case, today is Jeremy. And he can share his intention of the sparkle session with you. And anybody on the show can also, put up there the intention. And when I work, those intentions can get sparkled, because we're all connected through space, through time, as quantum physics tells us that. So Jeremy, I wanted to ask you, how did, if you remember that first time, actually I think it was 2 or 3 times over that weekend, we met in Joel Bauer's mentorship masterclass in
Yep.
Los Angeles, remember? And at that time we didn't know each other at all. And what you came to me with is, I don't even think you told me anything that was going on, and I sparkled you. Would you care to share a little bit about where you were, what was happening, and what the sparkle experience was?
My first experience was, I believe, late at night. We were doing a lot of different prep work for our class, and people were just getting exhausted and falling apart, collapsing on couches and such. And you were doing sparkle, the actual sparkle experience itself, with several people there. And that was when I first had the experience and energy that came from that. And can you explain a little bit how that works?
Well, the sparkle is really an intention. So
Yeah.
It's and I don't want to, some people will say it's healing, but I, as I said, the first show is, I don't consider myself a healer, because I'm not the one doing it. It's somebody up there, whether you want to call it God, spirit, universe, whoever is up there, a greater person. Because when I work on, like, even Jeremy, when I worked on you, I wasn't actually thinking about anything, really. I just hold the highest intention for you, and then I just put it up there to the powers that be, God, if you want to call him that. And from there, things happen. There are, and the other part why I said I'm not the healer is because I don't know what is happening. I can have a sense of it, but I don't know. So going back to what that time, Jeremy, what did you notice? Can you remember?
I noticed initially it was relaxation and a feeling of warmth, the feeling that kind of like a tingling feeling all over. And then I would get more focused and clear. Often I would say the cobwebs kind of disappeared a little bit, and was more relaxed, less stressed about what was going on in the area. So,
Yeah, it was like about, I think that time it was about midnight.
yep, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Because we
It
had to
was
do
pretty
this.
late.
They had to do this assignment right for the next day.
Yep.
And so I think the second time, I think it was only 2 times I worked on you there, and the last time was,
Right before I left.
yeah, it was like about 11 o'clock or 11:30, that
Yep.
after the whole week of crazy hours, and you were driving back to Portland, which is a 15-hour drive, leaving at midnight or
Yeah, a short drive,
Anyways, yeah, so I was actually worked on a few people that night, and we were right in the hotel. Is that the lobby, first floor?
Yep.
Kind of on the side on one of those couches.
Over by the conference area, there's a string of couches along the hallway, and that's where we were.
Right. So can you explain what was going on with you? Why I was working on you?
Well,
I
you were concerned
don't
that
think
I
I
would stay
even
awake for my
Yeah,
drive.
and I don't think I even talked to you about anything else, did I? If
No.
I I just started sparkling you, as I call it.
Yep.
Okay, and then after I finished, what was it you noticed?
Well, very similar to how I got it the first time, but my exhaustion kind of dropped off a little bit more because it's a week-long experience at the masterclass, and we were kind of wiped out from everything that had happened, and I still had, like you said, a 15-hour drive. So it had a little bit to do. That exhaustion went away. I was able to drive clearly, didn't have any nodding off issues. Obviously, I didn't go off a cliff or anything like that. So
Well, I remember I phoned, well, before you left, I remember you said you felt something in your back move. Can you explain that a little bit?
yeah, I have
I wasn't touching you, right? I was standing over
no.
you, and
Uh
something was above your body.
it is a touchless experience. uh they the relaxation and the relief of pain, some of it centered around my lower back where I have some issues, and that released. And since then I've very rarely had anything, if not at all. Like I don't think about it at all unless someone asks me about it. So
Well, what you had said to me when I phoned you after you arrived back home, I think it was quite a bit, maybe a week later or something. And I asked you about it, and you said the whole drive home you didn't have any back pain.
right.
And then I asked you if that was normal. What do you remember what you said? Or
Uh,
what is, if I asked you that question, was that normal?
No, that wouldn't be normal. Yeah, I was definitely in a much better position. So,
Because you said you had a herniated, was it herniated vertebrae, or what was it?
yeah, herniated vertebrae. I have a cracked one of the vertebrae. The little flanges on the side of it are broken off,
Were.
so it doesn't have stabilization on it, and it makes my lower back hurt.
But that was before, right? No, it doesn't hurt, you said.
Yeah, now I rarely have issues, if at all.
Right. So somehow that you said you felt something move, a clip, and I wasn't touching you. Says that you said to me at that time that was very
That
un
was the release I was talking about. Yeah,
the what?
release.
Or the
So it
release.
felt, yeah, it felt like the tension went out and just kind of clicked into place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you said you felt a pop in your back, and
right.
so So you also said you were not tired at all when you're driving home back in that
No,
15
not
hours.
at all.
Not off. And how unusual is that after such a long work?
Well, a 15-hour drive is rough on a lot of people. I'll typically take a break every 3 to 4 hours and walk around, look at a store, maybe just go to a restaurant for a bit. And I really didn't have to do that. I drove pretty much straight through the whole 15 hours full of energy.
I'm still amazed at that. That's pretty cool actually, because I've driven 15-hour drives as well. And
It's a big
wow,
country.
yeah, yeah. But that's really cool. And I guess the thing is that does it hurt?
The drive or
No,
the sparkle
the
experience?
sparkle, the
No,
sparkle.
the sparkle doesn't hurt. It's not like you're injecting somebody with something. It is more of what's the best way to describe it? Well, you sprinkle people with energy,
Well,
with intention, all right? The aspect of it.
right. Well, yeah, and the thing about it is, I've been not telling people about this. I've said this to you too, Jeremy, that I don't tell people I do this work. And but I do offer sessions, and in the past I've done a lot of pro bono work, just because I don't like to see people not feeling well. But the whole idea here with the show is to get people understanding. Did you ever think you would ever get relief from your back problem?
Not without a surgery or something more extensive, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you're my VIP client, and I'm your VIP client right now. So,
Right.
but apart from that, though, it is, we get these diagnoses that, there's no hope. But what if there is a way of making a change? What if there is a way to connect, and things that are impossible become, like, maybe it's not gone altogether, maybe it's just an alleviation, but what if there is a
Right.
little bit of hope there, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of hope for a lot of different things, especially basic aches and pains can easily be taken care of. Uh, let's see. Just a side note, we probably should stop the screen share and
For today, what I wanted to do too is, one of the things I said I'd like to do is help people de-stress on tech as well, because tech, one of the things with being feeling good and healing yourself, because I believe all people, we can heal ourselves. We just, as my mom used to say, we just forgot how. And a lot, if you think about it, your body does a lot of things without you telling it to do it. The
yeah,
heart beats. If you need to move fast, your adrenaline gets going, and you get into a state of resourcefulness. And what if your body has, you have more control over your body than you think you have?
Mhm.
So one of the things I like to say is, if you look at yourself and you think about how positive you're feeling, especially if you're not feeling good, what can you do to change how you are talking to yourself to make yourself feel more positive? And the reason I love that you're here, Jeremy, is because a lot of times it's tech stuff that gets us really derailed.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, how many of your clients come to you and they're really happy they need your help?
Oftentimes they're in panic mode, you know, have to fix something in a hurry or last minute. So
Yeah, so in this case, I know one of the things I said in the first show was that we would be sharing a few nuggets of tech tips
yep.
during the show. So do you have a tech tip right now to share?
Uh, Number one tech tip that I tell everybody is to use a password manager. Whether it is something built into your browser or a third-party program like LastPass, which is what I recommend, or something like KeepPass, all kinds of different things. So I don't necessarily recommend the one that's built into Windows or like Chrome. Those have been historically very easy to steal from, but LastPass has a long history and is very compatible across all the different applications, as well as any kind of phone or device that you're using. So you can sync all your passwords into one place, save them, and even if your house burns down, you're able to get access to your business and reconnect and keep things running smoothly.
That's great. And Jeremy has a workshop or a webinar that he puts on that
Yeah.
goes a little bit into more detail. So what we will do is once we are getting a website ready, and once we have that, we will put the link to that on available there, so you can click on it and get more information on how to go about doing that, as well as some other nuggets that Jeremy gives out. So what I'd like to do now is, Jeremy, for the getting you here on the call and sharing, one of the things I said was you get the chance to get a sparkle on the show, right? So what would be, are you ready for that?
uh I would be, yes.
So the intention. So I like to ask, is there a special intention that you have for the sparkle? Because then if there's anyone out there who has that same intention, they can tap in. Or if there's anybody on the show who wants to add something else and they're brave enough to come up and say what it is, then I'll add that to the intention.
Oh, sure. Really, right now my biggest intention is I'm starting a new like, not new, but I'm restarting a partnership with a friend, and it's a major business, and I'm going to be involved with it pretty heavily, and I'd like to see that successful. So that is where my main intention is right now.
Okay, that sounds really good. So without much ado, shall we? We're at yeah. Okay, so let's get started and just get comfortable. And we're going to connect to source, right? Just imagine a beautiful light coming from the heavens, and allow that energy to come in through your crown chakra, right through, and allow that energy to go wherever it needs to go. And then as we tap into that intention, just see that intention, just imagine what it is that looks like, if you will. See your friend, yourself, and see yourself engaged and doing the things that you want to be doing. Then what I'd like you to do now is to feel that energy going to all areas of your body, all around, in, around, and about you. And then allow yourself to release, just intend it, release anything that's not serving you, that's blocking, challenging, or anything that's not serving you in other ways, regrets, fears, sorrows, thinking of failures, thinking of wins, successes, any kind of fears, just or doubts, just allow those to go through the window, the door around you, closest to you, or if it feels right, just allow that energy to go down the cord at the bottom of your feet to your very own special crystal at the center of the earth. Amethyst, rose quartz, clear quartz, whatever is your crystal, and then allow that energy to get cleansed and grounded with healing Mother Earth energy. And then allow that energy to join, come back up the cord on the other leg of yours, to come back all the way up and join this beautiful cosmic energy. So the cosmic energy of the heavens and the grounding energy of the earth, just allow those energies to circulate throughout your body, and realize that this energy is available to you 24/7. Just breathe in all the goodness, blessings, be open to receiving, know that you're deserving, and then just allow breathe in all the goodness and then breathe out anything that's not serving you. And then just notice whatever you're noticing. Nothing to think about, just notice. Just like you're sitting in an outdoor cafe and you're seeing the cars driving by, and if you see a Lamborghini, whoa, isn't that a beautiful car? And then you see a bug, Volkswagen bug, and you see, oh, cool, nice color. And then you see a different kind of car. Ah, isn't that interesting? Just allow, notice and allow. Nothing to do, nothing to think. Anything and everything is fine. Just allow. Notice what you notice. And just allow everything to move wherever it needs to go. Allow the wisdom to come through. Just allow your energy to get recharged. Your dantian. Okay, how was that?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Oh, we have someone new.
Yeah.
Hello, Laura.
Hey there, Laura. How are you today?
You might want to adjust the OBS.
Yeah. So, what do you notice? Anything that you noticed during the?
No, I just feel more relaxed right now.
Oh,
Nothing overall, but we'll see how it affects me as I'm working on more business stuff. So
yeah,
that's kind of a long-term intention, you know.
yeah, that would be good to see what evolves out of this, right?
Right.
So, what I wanted to see is if Laura had any intentions.
She kind of joined right at the end, so she probably doesn't know what's going
Oh,
on.
she doesn't know what we're
Yeah.
doing. We just had the sparkle session.
Yep.
I assumed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we talked a little bit about some tech stuff and introduction on the show. My name's Jeremy. I help with the tech aspect, and get everything kind of going when people are stuck. So you're gonna have to turn off the filter on that display adapter so it's not see-through.
Aha. Yes. We shall see about that.
Uh,
So how is Christina Lake?
It's good. I went paddle boarding today and we played pickleball.
I see. So any questions that you have for us while we're fixing this?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
yep, you're nice
Oh,
and
okay. So you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Henry beat me in pickleball.
Ah, I see.
Is pickleball hard to play?
I don't think it's hard. It's like life-size tennis. No, sorry, life-size table tennis on a badminton court. Kind of like that.
Yeah, it's easier than badminton.
Yeah, I think it's easier than badminton too.
No questions about Sparkle? No?
No,
How do we mail it to people?
good question.
How do we mail it to people? Actually, you don't have to mail it. You can actually just message it. So Jeremy was telling about his experience with Sparkle the first time. That's what you missed.
No worries. Yeah, I was talking about how it had helped my back with some pain that I have back there. I have like a slip disc and a broken vertebrae, and that can be painful when, especially in long time sitting in a chair. So, she helped me out with that whole issue there, and on the trip back, gave me energy to drive back home.
But that was a 15-hour sitting in a chair, in the car chair.
Yeah,
The driver's seat, and your back didn't hurt you, right?
no, not at all.
So that I think is pretty cool.
How about
That's
you? Have you ever had any other experiences with people doing something similar, Michele?
Oh, yes. I've had lots of people with back issues, actually. I had a reggae singer, and he I actually met him at a broadcast, live broadcast at a radio at a roots roots store in Toronto. And he has very bad scoliosis, and he was telling me, we spoke for a while, and he told me that he had a really bad backache. And I said, well, how bad is it right now? And he said 8 out of 10. And I said, wait a second, how long has that been going on? And he said it's constant pain at that level. This was quite a 2016. And I said, okay, wait a second, hold on, I'll give you, would you like to get a Sparkle session, just a quick check? And I did that I think I worked on him for 5 minutes. And then he said that his back pain had gone to 2. And I said, 2, really? That's cool. Let's get it down to 1. Let's get it down to 0, actually. And he says, no, 2 was good. I said, no, let's get it down to 0. And so I worked on him for another couple minutes, and it went down to 0. So he left that evening with no back pain. How cool is that one?
Oh yeah, lots of cool.
And then he actually, the next day I phoned him, and I said, so Kirk, how's your back? And he said, nothing. And I was wondering, Kirk, are you there? Kirk? And then he came back. He came on the, oh, sorry. I was looking for my back. So he said, usually he just takes his mind off of it and blocks it. But he says, I couldn't find the pain. I couldn't find my back because his back wasn't hurting him. And so that's one that I get a chuckle out of every once in a while, because his
That was
back
Kirk
actually.
Jeffy.
What's that?
Was that Kirk Jeffy?
No, it's actually Kirk Diamond. He actually won a Juno Award last year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So and then his clarity also got better. So that's the thing I think gets to be really interesting, is the clarity that comes with a sparkle. To me, sometimes is almost more interesting than the other things, because when you have clarity, then you can go after what it is you want. So anyway, that is one backstory.
Lots of, I'm sure you have lots. We got to get them all on videos. What, ideally, right?
That's right. And then I have another reggae artist, and he had a bad back. Oh, and I said, "You're too young to have a bad back." And actually, my daughter knew them, because his in-laws were the people she was boarding with, and so I said, "Oh well, you're too young. Well, let's give you a sparkle." So I worked on him like about 10 minutes, and his backache went away too. So I followed up with him after, and it hasn't come back.
Yeah, you could just specialize in back spinal fixing, right?
Actually, the coolest one, and I invited her on, is this other person, Karen. And when I met her at my mother's place many years ago, it was about over 10 years ago now. And she was saying, "Oh, I have to go." And I said, "Why do you have to go?" And she said, "Because I need to go. My back is hurting." And I said, "But, I haven't seen you for so long." And she says, "No, you don't understand. It's really bothering her." And I said, "Well, you're too young to have a backache like that. Because she's only about 5 years older than I am." And so I said, "Wait, I'll sparkle you." And she said, "Okay, what's that?" So I said, just hold on, just stay there. And I worked on her. And after I worked on her, her backache went away. Her backache she had for 30 years. Because since her
30-year
daughter,
backache.
30-year back pain.
Ouch.
Since her daughter was born, she said it was a breech birth. Her back was just terribly painful. She was a walking pharmacy, she said, because she had to take painkillers all day. And she had everybody who knew her knew that they could go to her for meds, because she always had painkillers on her. And then I followed up with her 10 years after 10 years, and she said, "What? Oh, that." She had forgotten she had backache.
That's funny.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, I forgot about that already." Oh, right, that is true. I did have it. And what is she now? She's like 40. So I guess that's 10 years I've not had backache. So those are, it's kind of fun. But she will tell you herself, because I wanted her to share what, you don't have to hear it from me. You can hear it from the people who've actually had the experience, is what I'm thinking is more fun.
Hey, Mom, I have to go for dinner.
Okay.
So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hope you have a good night.
Okay.
Those are great examples. All back pain, though. You should find your other areas, because I know you did more than that, just back pain.
Yeah.
Energy, keeping people high energy, clarity and focus. We've talked a little bit about that. So
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, have a good night.
night.
Night night.
Bye.
Well, it has been 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so that was really good. Thank you for joining me tonight. We will check I think your intention though, it's not something that necessarily you're going to see overnight. you're gonna
Aw,
it's gonna be
darn it.
an evolution, right? It could be beautiful if it happens overnight. Like that is possible.
You never know.
So because I have someone who says that he got immediate results on the business side, and that was from a commission painting he got from me.
Right.
Right, so he'll come on another day and share that. And then what I think in that show I'll do is have people ask him questions. If he, because that'll be interesting to see what questions you have to ask him, why he feels that is the case.
Yeah.
Right? Well, why is it that you think that this is why, what got you the results that you saw that were incredible? Why is it you are so sure that is this painting that did it for you? So stay tuned for that show. Yeah, it's I'm also interested. I know what he has in mind as to why he thinks so surely that's it. But it'd be nice to hear the answers to other people's questions that come up. Yes?
Yep.
So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today and
Thank you.
sharing your experience. And it's been really, really good to get the second show on the table. As you know, health is everything, isn't it? So good night, and that's it for the Sparkle Show.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. See you next time. Wednesdays, every other Wednesday is what we're shooting for. So all the best to you until we see you again.